Hey, howdy ho, everybody. This is Postmortem Nightshade, and welcome to review number 1 for the weekend. Tonight, I went and saw one of my most anticipated movies of the year, which was Five Nights at Freddy's 2. This is, of course, the sequel to 2023's Five Nights at Freddy's, which is based on the very famous video game franchise. Growing up, I of course watched Markiplier's gameplay videos for all the games and Matt Pat's lore breakdowns, so I've been a fan of this franchise for a long time. While I was not necessarily disappointed with the first film, I was hoping that for the second film in the series, they would up the scare factor. And I would say that my hopes were mostly fulfilled. I definitely liked this movie better than the first one, and I thought that they really tried to stretch that PG-13 rating to be as intense as they could when it came to the violence and scariness in the film. I loved the work they did with the puppet character, and I don't think anyone could have been better cast as William Afton. As always, the Jim Henson Company knocked it out of the park with the animatronic design work. I really appreciate that they did real animatronics, as it truly makes it feel like the characters from the games have come to life. However, being a fan of the games, it is interesting that Blumhouse continues to stick with the PG-13 rating, given how dark and disturbing the source material is. I understand that from a marketing standpoint, it may make the most sense, but I would like to see an alternate take on these movies that is rated R, so that they could better fully utilize the source material. I also think that it would allow them to make these movies much scarier, which is an aspect that most fans loved from the games that I don't fully feel is able to be capitalized on with the lower MPAA rating. There are also a few characters in this movie that I feel could have used a little more development, but perhaps they're banking on a third movie to fully flesh them out. Regardless, I think that development for certain characters could have been greatly improved. There are also dumb character decisions in this movie, so if that bothers you, be forewarned. And, of course, the song they used for the credits was a bop. Totally loved it. Stick around. Definitely worth it. Overall, I would say that this was an improvement from the first film, and I hope that they continue this upward trajectory. I would highly recommend this in theaters for the animatronic work alone, but I also think fans of the source material will still greatly enjoy this in cinemas as well. Thank you everyone so much for tuning in, and if you'd like to follow along on my movie review journey, please like, subscribe, and follow, and I will see y'all very soon.